Hi, everyone. My name is Skyla Ramirez. Welcome to our Yoga for Everybody today, skills in self-care. Let's go ahead and begin by sitting away from our chair. So if you're in a chair, go ahead and move to the edge of the seat. And if you are able to stand, I do recommend that you go ahead and stand up if you're in a space that permits. From wherever you are, go ahead and turn the palms up. Let's bring awareness to the rhythm of the breath. Start with one big exhale. Now maybe try taking a big breath in. And now another big exhale. Now let's move the arms with that breath. Inhale, sweep the arms back and up, opening up the chest. Big breath in, and then exhale back. And just give yourself a few sighs of relief. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Breathe in through the nose as much as possible. And then exhale back. Letting everything come out from the lungs. Release the total breath. One more. Big inhale. Allowing the breath to release any stress or tension that might be hiding in your body today. Let's inhale the arms up and overhead. And on the next exhale, take this into a gentle twist over to one side. So if you're standing, you're just going to bring your hand across to the opposite hip and then look over your shoulder in this twist. Let's lower the chin down so we're protecting our neck. And we'll just continue to swivel at the waist first, then through your ribs, then through the shoulders, the neck, and the head. When you're ready, inhale, bring both arms up and overhead. Nice big breath in. And then exhale, twist it to the other side. So we are wringing out the spine. If we've had to sit for a prolonged period of time, sometimes there are fluids in the body that need to drain, lymphatic fluid, synovial joint fluid. There's all sorts of circulation that can get backed up when we sit. So we're just trying to get everything to drain appropriately. Looking over your shoulder with that twist, moving from the waist, the ribs, the shoulders, neck, and head. Just one more easy breath here. On your next inhale, bring both arms up and overhead. Let's invert the palms and then press up through those laced inverted palms, stretching through your side ribs and your armpits. Take a big breath in. At the top of the breath, hold it, pull up from your armpits a little more, and then take another sip of breath. And now exhale, let it go. Let's try that one more time. Big inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, invert the palms. Inhale, push up. Hold at the top of that breath. Another sip of breath. And then exhale, let it go. Let's keep that rhythm just one more time through. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Open your chest and lace the fingers. Invert the palms. Inhale, push up and hold. Pause up a little more. And then let it go. Let's take those hands up and behind your head or on top of your shoulders. So maybe just let that little subtle difference in hand placement, experiment with that, and let that cue you into a position that's more comfortable. It's something as simple as hands behind the head versus hands on the shoulders can make a big difference in how your shoulders and your chest feel. So finding a position that feels good for your body. Inhale, pull the elbows back, keep the chin down, and pull up through your ribs and chest. Keeping the chin down. It's going to look like I'm lifting my chin, but what's actually happening is I'm doing a seated back bend. So the more I pull the ribs up and the shoulders back, it's going to look like I'm lifting my chin, but I'm not. On the next exhale, pull the elbows in, round your upper back, and drop the chin into the chest, coming forward. As you inhale, take those elbows up, open them nice and big. Big breath in. Chin down, preserving energy in your heart and chest. On the exhale, bring the elbows forward, contracting the chest, chin to chest, and then bowing forward and relaxing your head. Going to feel a little bit like an abdominal crunch. So it might feel a little bit like you are actively contracting your stomach here. Inhale, open up. Butterfly arms, big breath in, pull up through your ribs. And now exhale, contract. Everything comes in. Let's try 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, contract. Breathe from the throat. Inhale, open. Exhale from the throat. Let's inhale, open, keeping the arms by the shoulders or the head. Exhale, twist to the left, turning just at the waist. We may notice that there's less of a twist here as we are twisting from the waist more than the shoulder blades. When you're ready, come to center. Take a breath in here. Exhale, twist over to the right. Now there is maybe less range of motion here, but there could be more sensation as we are not basically using a lot of energy to twist your shoulders. A lot of that energy is going to go into a deep core contraction to flush out the gut. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, heavy exhale, twist. Let's keep that rhythm. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. One more each side. Inhale, center. Heavy exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Let's come to center. Now, if you're in your chair, again, I will recommend that you stay seated near the edge of your chair. That way you're able to free up this space behind you. You're also welcome to stand for the next few movements. From seated or standing, let's inhale, circle the arms back behind you. If you have your chair, you can hold on to the seat or maybe to the back of the chair and just let your weight hang forward so that you're able to gently encourage an openness in your heart and your chest while contracting the muscles behind your heart. If you're standing, maybe reach behind and try lacing the fingers together, pressing the shoulders away from the ears, and pressing that fist down past your tailbone. From wherever you are in this stretch, lift your chin and just begin to slightly open the throat as you gaze up to maybe where the wall meets the ceiling. We're working just a little bit of the muscles also in the eyes today, optic nerve energy. Big inhale into your chest. And now exhale, relax. Let's take our hands down beside us. Inhale, sweep them up and overhead, holding here. Exhale, let's sweep the arms back and around, reaching the arms forward. If you're seated, try to lift up just a little bit away from the chair. If you're standing, we stand, no matter where you are. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up and overhead. Exhale, take those arms back and around. From standing, we're pressing our hips back. And from seated, we're shifting forward, lifting our hips off the chair. No matter if you're standing or seated, there's an opportunity to build strength in your legs and encourage a little more healthy blood flow. Let's try that again. Inhale, neutral, arms up, either seated tall or standing tall. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Bring the palms up and forward. Option to sit the hips back or push into your feet and hover those hips over your chair. Let's try that 2 more times in that sequence. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back and around. Loading into the legs. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale from your throat. Just 1 more. Exhaling from the throat. Let's all come to a standing position. You could be in a cubicle or in a very small space for the next few easy movements. If you have a chair close by, you might want to keep it there for balance and support. Let's stand with our feet at about the width of the hips, stepping your left foot back, a very short stride. Let's work in An open hip here with a calf stretch. From here, we'll bend both knees just a little bit with that left leg back. Push your hips back, and now try straightening that front leg and lifting the front toe. Moving this into a variation of pyramid pose to encourage some healthy circulation in your ankles and lower extremities. From here, let's bend that front right knee, lower your front right foot, straighten the left leg. Inhale, bring both arms up and overhead. Let's pat ourselves on the back with our right hand. Take the left hand down behind you, behind that left hip. Keep lunging forward. Inhale, pull up from the right elbow, and imagine that left hip is pulling back behind you. Holding this warrior one stance with cow's face arms. Let's focus on breathing into your upper right lung. Maybe even closing the eyes. Breathe in through the nose and just ever so gently through awareness, encouraging the breath to move into your upper right lung. And then exhale. One more big breath. And exhale. Let's take that right hand to our low back. From here, we step forward, finding a strong mountain stance in the legs, both hands by the low back. Inhale, pull the elbows back, press the shoulders down. Let's lift up through our ribs. And this time, let's lift the chin, opening the throat. Big inhale. Exhale in place. Two more. Inhale, exaggerating the lift of the ribs and the chest. Exhale in place. One more. And exhale. Relax the arms down for a moment. Open the palms. Inhale, sweeping the arms up and overhead. Stepping our right foot back this time, a very short stride. Let's bend our left knee and right knee just for a moment. And as we exhale, we might want to come forward and place the hands on a chair close by, or we can put the hands on the left thigh. Keeping a bend in that left knee, let's start bend in the right knee. Let's start straightening the left leg and lift the left toe off the floor, allowing your weight to press back into the hips and back into that right foot. Feeling that the hips are hinging back and maybe even sensing a spread through the hips and the buttocks. We want to release any tension in the buttocks, groin, or sphincter area. Exhale from your throat. Big sigh of relief. One more. When you're ready, let's bend that left knee, lower the left foot, straighten your right leg back. Inhale, bringing the arms up and overhead. Let's pat ourselves on the back with our left hand, then take that right hand down and around to the low back. As we inhale, that breath moves from your right hip through the navel center up to the left lung. Maybe closing our eyes to feel the breath, noticing the pattern or the movement of the energy from the right hip through your belly up to that left armpit. One more big inhale across your body. And exhale. One more. Release that left hand to the low back. Let's step forward from sitting or standing, starting with the chin down. Exhale all the way. Pull the muscles up in the pelvis. On the next inhale, pull up from the ribs and heart. Exaggerating the lift from your chest and ribs, shoulders pressing back, open the throat. On the exhale, come forward a little bit and let's release out of that back bend. Inhaling into the back bend, pull up from the heart, shoulders down, open the throat. And then exhale, come forward. One more, big breath in. Shoulders back and down. Pulling the shoulder blades back, opening the throat. And now exhale, center. Let's take our hands out from either standing or seated. Let's come into a wide leg stance for the body. So from seated, you're welcome to take your feet out really wide with the knees or stand with the legs wide, toes out, heels in. Let's place the hands on our thighs, bend the knees a little bit if you're standing. Let's all push the hips back behind us for our cat and cow expression. As we inhale, we're pulling our belly and ribs forward, maybe straightening the arms a little bit and opening the throat, creating an arch in the spine. As we exhale, we're going to take the arms and slide them past our knees, pulling the tailbone under, rounding the middle back and the upper back, dropping our chin to the chest. So we're stretching the muscles over the kidneys and adrenal glands. When you're ready, placing the hands on the thighs, let's inhale, come forward with the belly, pull up from the ribs and the chest. Imagine you're trying to lift the ribs up and over your knees. Then open the throat, open and lift your gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, slide the hands past the knees, pull the navel in tight, round the spine, tuck the tailbone under and drop your chin to chest. Let's try one more, seated cat and cow or standing with your straddle. Inhale forward, pulling the belly open, leading with the heart, opening the throat, and then exhale. Big sigh of relief, rounding the spine, contract your belly. Let's come to a neutral position with the body. So we may be standing in a standing straddle, or we can be seated with the knees wide. From here, slowly turn your right palm over and slide it just under your left arm and left thigh. So if you're standing, you might be in a little bit of a squat position here. From standing, you would bend the knees, push the hips back, flip that right hand over, and then weave it along the left thigh. So we're finding a thread the needle expression, either standing in a squat or seated. Let's look over our left shoulder as we continue to lengthen out with that right arm, drawing that right shoulder in towards your left knee or towards the top of the left thigh. Let's look over the left shoulder so that we accentuate that twist from the trunk of the body all the way up through the neck and the crown of your head. Notice where the breath is here. Without the breath, it's not a yoga practice. The breath is the foundation. As we inhale, breathe into that space under your right shoulder blade. Breathe into the upper left part of your lung. Breathe under the left shoulder blades and the right side of the chest. When you're ready, push into that left hand. Let's slowly come up, either in a standing squat or in the seated straddle. Let's turn our left palm over, weaving it along the right thigh, just under that right armpit. We're lengthening out the arm, looking over our right shoulder this time. Inhaling, breathing into your upper right lung, maybe even creating a little more space for a twist by holding the breath in your upper chest. Notice if you can find the breath anywhere else in your upper body, under the shoulder blades, maybe on top the shoulders. Remember, this can feel very different from left to right as there are different organs that can be compressed in the twist. One more big inhale with our thread the needle twist. And now exhale, bring it to center, both hands to the thighs. From here, let's bring ourselves up to seated or standing. As we inhale, let's extend the arms out in front of our body. Cross your right arm over the left. And from this position, we're going to bend both elbows. So your left elbow is under the right arm. At this point, we could maybe cross the arms in front of our face so the hands might be in front of us. And we can always vary the position of the hands. So maybe we rotate that left hand so that we're able to touch palm to palm. on the fingertips. Another option is to wind it around maybe one more time or unwind it. You can always have the backs of the hands touching. You could rotate the right hand if that's more comfortable. There's really no one way to do this. It's more about just manipulating some of those muscles in your wrist and elbow that can succumb to things like carpal tunnel and muscle fatigue over time. So just working with some gentle rotation of the wrist. From here, let's all press our shoulders down and try lifting the elbows up until you maybe see that your left elbow is as high as your armpits. Pressing the shoulders away from the ears and then lifting the elbows. We are lining up the humerus bone, lining up our large upper arm bone with the shoulder girdle. Pressing those shoulders away hard, pulling up through the elbows. You might start to have some sensations in the shoulders or around the back. This does have the potential to recruit a lot of muscles in your shoulder and your upper back. When you're ready, exhale, slowly relax the hands, and then maybe just shake off the arms a little bit. To do the other side, we're taking our left arm across and over the right, and then we bend both of our arms, and we may touch the back of the hand to the palm, or we might rotate in different ways. You can even wind the arms up another time, and maybe you have it back of the hand to the palm or both backs of the hands together. So the position of the hands is not necessarily going to create any harm in the practice. It's more about experimenting with that rotation and movement in the palm of your hands so that we encourage healthy circulation of both blood and lymph and nerves in the body. From wherever you are, eventually come to some sort of still point with your arm position so that we can begin to strengthen and stabilize the shoulders and rotator cuff. We're pressing our shoulders down towards our hips and then lifting the elbows up. Pause, press the shoulders down, little lift through the elbows. Stop anytime you notice any pain, pinching. If it's a little tight, that's to be expected. We are encouraging some muscles to pucker up. So you might experience some tightness that's relative to strengthening the shoulder girdle. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, drop the shoulders. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, shoulders back. Hold it there. Maybe even close the eyes. Press those elbows in towards each other. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, let's slowly take any tension out of the hands. Unravel the arms, relax your shoulders, and now just give your arms a little shake. Perhaps allowing some blood to move around. We may have unblocked some different energy channels in the body as well. In our final 5 minutes of closing, let's bring our arms straight out in front of us, and you can take any stance you want with your legs. Reach out with your hands as if you're holding on to a small volleyball. As you inhale, open the hands, little bit of a bend in the elbows. Turn the palms up and pull up through your heart, open the chest. As you exhale, press the hands in towards you. Start to round the middle and upper back. Drop your chin into the chest. So it's going to feel a lot like cat and cow with the spine, but we're adding in a lot more movement with your scapula and rotator cuff. Inhale, open, big breath in, bend the elbows, palms up, draw those elbows back behind your ribs, lift the chin, open the throat, healthy thyroid. Exhale, press it in. Round the spine, just like cat pose, contracting the muscles in the chest. Inhale, slowly open. Stretching through the intestines and the belly, healthy gut, healthy digestion. Exhale, contract and close. possibly helping to combat things like adrenal fatigue or chronic fatigue. Inhale, open up one last time. Big breath in, palms up, pulling up through your heart. Pull those elbows back behind your ribs. And now exhale, place the hands down on your thighs. Either from standing or seated, let's become in tune with the breath, focused on where that inhale is going in our bodies. Bow your chin down, inhale through the nose as much as possible. And just notice where the breath goes. Does it get stuck in the chest? Does it move down into the belly? At some point, you're going to shape the breath a little more. Encourage it to move down into your hips and stomach so that as you inhale into your nose, you round out the belly. The lower stomach is going to feel like a balloon that's inflating when you inhale. As we exhale, nice sigh of relief. Let's keep the exhale as passive as possible, adding in just a little tug of the navel into your spine so that any tension that might be hiding with your breath, we're going to give it an opportunity to come out with that exhale. Inhale into the nose, rounding the belly. Exhale from your throat. Contract the stomach muscles in, pull the side ribs in. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, side rib contraction. Option to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach. Let's begin to monitor how the breath feels in the body. Inhale, round out the belly. Maybe lift the heart a little. And then exhale a sigh of relief. Let's try that maybe 2 more times. Our final closing gesture is Abhyaya Mudra. Let's keep our left hand on the chest. Take your right hand up with the fingers touching. You're just pressing out in front of you through the palm of your right hand. This is the gesture for protection. This is pushing away negative energy, also creating almost like an energy egg. It's reinforcing the auric field for protection of your energy body today. If you're maybe not quite sure about what that language means to you, just go with your intuition. If it feels right, stick with it. If it doesn't feel right, maybe just put hands over the chest. Let's inhale down into the heart. And now imagine the breath leaving out that right arm, out the palm of your hand. Inhale into the heart, bright white light. And now exhale, light leaving out your right arm, out the palm of the hand. One more big breath like that. Exhaling that white light. Let's bring our hands together at the heart. Press the thumbs to the chest for final closing. Let's draw in a unifying breath together. Exhale with a sigh. And from here together we can close. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you either on Tuesday or Thursday at 12 o'clock for our meditation sessions. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your day.